Good morning, friends. Uh, Today we are going to see about the mind-body coordination, which is actually important in these days, as we people are becoming so busy with our life that we don't give time to ourselves, and it is necessary that we should give some time to ourselves, and we must actually kind of spend some time with how we feel and how we connect with ourselves. I think it has become an utmost necessity today. You will find that with mind body coordination we can enhance the way we feel, we can improve our health, and we can stay fit and healthy without actually getting into the medical sciences directly, although indirectly we are into it, but however, without taking medicines and all, we can actually improve our health to a much greater extent. So that is why I have started this mind body coordination sessions. First, before we actually move forward, we must know what are the scientific reasons behind it, because unless and until in today's date we have got some scientific reason behind everything, we don't believe it to a much greater extent. So I am just going to give you some scientific reason of why actually mind body coordination will be helping us. So all the scientific studies which has been done till today, they constantly reveal that the hormones and neurotransmitters, that is chemical messengers associated with emotions, can have physical effects. They can affect our blood pressure, heart rate, sleep patterns, and even our appetite. And you will find that not only the scientific reasons, but also we have got our Vedantic vision which supports this ideology. You will find that in Vedas and Puranas, if we keep on reading, there are so many slokas which, when we understand, you will find that they are just talking about how we can associate ourselves to much deeper extent to this living world, and how we can actually learn from the living and even non-living things around us. So here I am giving you one sloka from Brihadranaka Upanishad, which will actually associate us with some other living creatures in this world, and it will actually help us know how mind and body coordination is not only available in we humans but in all other living beings also. And as a human we have got higher consciousness than any other living beings, so we should actually know and learn from them uh, through these slokas which has been given in our Vedic traditions. तद्यथा महात्मय उभे कुलेनु संचरति पूर्वं चापरं च एवमेवाय पुरुष एतावुभावन्तावनुसंचरति स्वप्नांत च बुद्धांत च. It refers to the jiva as Mahamatsya, or the great fish. We know that fishes don't sleep all their life and keeps moving between two banks of river. Similarly, the jiva, which are all the living creatures on this planet Earth, they keep moving between the two states of waking and sleep. In this way, the jiva is awake even when the body is sleeping. The fish remains awake throughout the ignorant journey of the jiva, be it within the waking and sleep state of this world and another. It is the Atman which remains even after the dissolution of jivahood. Now we can understand here that the fishes, even though they remain as awake throughout their life, but what they do is just moving from one end of the river to other, or if we have kept it in any enclosed apartment like aquariums and all, they are just moving from one end to other, and they just take their food and just enjoy their lives, nothing else. But you will find that even they have got some atman in them, which actually remains conscious, and with that consciousness they try to keep themselves away from the danger. They are aware of where to go, which part of the river is safe for them, which part is unsafe, and so on. You will find that they will be available much in the places where the temperature is favorable for them, in the river or in oceans or seas, and so on. So you can find that the consciousness still works over there. And in the standpoint of creation, uh, throughout the creation, whatever we are having in this world, the total dissolution is akin to sleep, in which the supreme consciousness continues to be aware. So what does this explains most importantly is that even after our death, our consciousness is never withhold over there. It actually moves forward, and thus we continue to be consciously aware of what is happening around us. So with this small idea of Vedic vision, I just want to tell you that the mind and body coordination also is also mentioned in some way or the other in our Vedic visions. So it is nothing that we are not doing something traditional, or it is not that we are not into the modern world also. So we are actually trying to make a mix of both and reach to the higher level of consciousness, so as to bring out the best of this human life which we have got, and which is said to be very rare in this world. So now let us know how to connect with our mind along with the body and feel the presence of soul within ourselves. So some of the practices I am giving, which you all can try, and just think of it and try to inculcate it in your day to day life. That will actually help you to get into the betterment of your body along with the mind, and which will help you attain your inner consciousness towards your soul. So out of that, first one is mindfulness. Mindfulness refers to a type of meditation in which one focuses on being intensely aware of what one senses and feels in the moment without interpretation or judgment. It relaxes our body and mind and helps reduce stress. So you can just understand that we these days we people keep judging ourselves more, rather than living our thoughts or feelings to what actually is happening. We immediately start interpreting it or judging it, which should not be done. At least for 10-15 minutes in your daily life, you should start practicing first of all, and then when you are able to do that for 10 to 15 minutes, you can just increase the time span, and you will find that these practices will help you connect with mind and body, thus awakening the consciousness in yourself. So this will help us to relax our body and mind and help us reduce stress. So what we have to do in this case, first of all, is we have to focus on being aware of what is happening and what we are actually feeling at that particular moment. Either in the morning or in the evening time, whenever you are free, you can just start doing it and just leave your feelings free. Don't just judge it or don't interpret it as we are doing all the time when we are in a crowd. What you can do is you can just leave your feelings and enjoy it, just and mm, you will find that your mind is has become less stressful. So this is the first point. Next one is breath work. We can just think of some breath work which can be deep breathing, and if you do that, it actually controls our heart rate, blood pressure and respiratory rate by stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. You know, our nervous system is working even without our knowledge, but when we try to actually control it in some way, like taking a deep breath, or even uh, taking the breath in regular intervals deeply, and this will just control our heart rate and even the blood pressure and respiratory rate. So this will actually what it will do, it will divert our attention from distracting thoughts and reduce stress and anxiety. All these methods are simple to do, but its benefit will be much better. You can just do it for few days, and you can just give your feedback to yourself by writing that how much stressful you felt few days ago and how much stressful you are feeling at present moment. Next practice which you can try is about visualization. It involves visualizing positive scenes and outcomes which can lead to relaxation and reduce stress. What you can do in this case is you can just prepare yourself mentally for the activities which may happen in your life, or which you are just thinking over a duration of time to happen. What you can do in this is you can mentally visit a peaceful beach or forest. In this way, the body can experience actual relaxation responses. Means you have to be mentally present over there, and even without physically being present over there, you can feel the same relaxation responses from your physical body. This also helps us to connect our physical body with our mind, and as a result of this, you will find that you have made yourself more conscious of the efforts which you have given. And you will find that if we keep doing this practice for few days, and you can do this with a span of 2-3 days also, because you know, if you are going to do this regularly, you may sometimes feel stressed also. So you have to give this kind of a practice some time and space in between, so that your body could process totally where you have been mentally, and what all things you mentally have prepared to do over there. You know, all things are not possible to do only mentally, but however you can feel some of the responses from your physical body when you visualize things. So this can also be stress and anxiety removal. And more than that, you will find that your physical body is actually giving the actual response of what it could have given when you have been to the original place or original situation. So this also you can try, and see how your body actually is reacting. Now next one is progressive muscle relaxation, which is in short known as PMR. It involves testing and then relaxing our muscles one by one. So here what you will do is you will test your muscles, and then you will kind of relax it. Testing our muscles means, like, suppose you have been into a lot of physical activity over a day, and you find that your muscles of legs and hands, or even head at times, they are paining. So what you can do is you can just relax by taking a sleep, or by watching a movie, or by doing anything which relaxes you and does not requires much of physical activity. So this will actually help us to release the physical tensions which has accumulated over time in our body, and it can also ease stress and anxiety. And it offers, you'll find that this offers a range of benefits, including pain relief and better sleep. So sleep is the easiest exercise which we do in this case, but I want that you should, apart from sleep, you should just relax your mind, and you'll find that your physical body actually reacts to it in some way or the other. And so you must just not only get into the sleep, you can listen to some music of your favorite kind, you can watch some movies, you can read some books, and you can just feel relaxed over a period of time. You will find that this progressive muscle relaxation also kind of takes our attention from one point to other, and thus helps us in relaxing with the stress problems which we may be facing in our day to day lives. Now the last one is meditation. Meditation is I think very well known technique these days. According to the Vedic sciences, the deep inner self activates the inner faculty, that is, working consciousness, which in turn activates the physical body. And meditation is simple to be done. You have just to sit in a comfortable position. You have to close your eyes. You have to just to give 2-3 minutes first of all, and you can just change your time span as you are doing it regularly, because meditation requires that you should be very much clear in your mind, thinking of something, maybe a particular god or some person which you admire or something like that, but your thought should not actually move here and there all the time. So for that we need some time to practice, and first we should start with small span of time, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes even. And when we see that our thoughts has settled down, it is not roaming here and there, and we are aware of our body, we are aware of one single thought in that particular moment, maybe to a particular god, or even people we admire or something like that. So what you can do in that 5 minutes, you should watch that your thought has not moved from that particular god or person which you are admiring. It should not move to 2-3 of the idols, or even 2-3 of the people whom you admire. Just stick to one single thought, and that will help you uh, have more concentration, not only of your mind but also of our body. And a feedback loop is provided by meditation, in which a conscious connection is made with deep inner self. So this will actually make us aware of what we are doing and how we are doing in that small span of time. And when we are actually able to concentrate our thought and our body into one particular thought only, then we can actually keep improving our time span, and thus we will feel relaxed, and we can feel the connection of our deep inner self. When we are liking a god or any person, you'll find that we see ourselves to be moving to that extent. Like, suppose we like Lord Shiva, we want to be like him, or we want to be in qualities just like him. So when we try to meditate, when we try to meditate on that particular god, we just try to get into such calmness in which we see Lord Shiva. Okay, so when we do that, our consciousness connects with our body and with our deep inner self and lets us get into that particular stage to some extent, not to the fully in the full consciousness of which Lord Shiva is, but yes, to some extent we can surely get into it. Now, there are many practices to feel the soul connections within ourselves. How to feel that we are having some connection with our soul. Some of us just think that our body is just body and mind, but it has got a soul also within ourselves. And you will find that the soul is nothing but the deep consciousness which lie within us. I'll give you one example. Suppose you are going somewhere and you just found that uh, there is something in the on the way which you like or which you want. You know, your inner self sometimes actually allows you to go and get it, and sometimes it stops you. Okay, that inner consciousness which allows or stops is the soul which is present in us. And that inner consciousness, where you are not guided by anyone, you are just being yourself, and you are able to think and you are able to uh, do something with your own process of thinking. So that is called your soul, and we need to actually pay attention to how and why we are sometimes able to do something, and sometimes we are able to stop ourselves from doing something. In both the case, the consciousness is actually working, which can be referred to soul at present. So I'll give you some practices by which you can feel the soul connections within yourself. Unity between mind, body and spirit is when our brain, that is thoughts and decision, work hand in hand with our heart, emotions and body actions which we take. And when we are talking about achieving it or embodying it, we are looking at fundamental work in all areas of life. As the example I have given, we are in some random situation, and our mind, our brain desires something, and when we are able to get it, that means our soul, our connection with brain, heart and our action has actually matched, and we are able to get. Now when we are not able to get, our brain has taken decision that at present that particular thing is not necessary to the level or to the extent uh, of getting it, and so we have decided not to get it at present. And thus you'll find that in both the case, the fundamental work is done in our area of life. It is not the highest level, but it is just the fundamental level. Now, to achieve unity of mind, body and spirit, first thing which is important is brutal honesty. We must be brutally honest, not to anyone else but to ourselves. And to achieve this, I will give you some common practice by which you can actually achieve it in your day-to-day life. So, to achieve the internal unity, we must be brutally honest with ourselves. And what this brutal honesty means, that I am going to explain you. This will help us to create the life we desire. Now, if we keep dismissing our dissatisfaction with something or someone, we are only perpetuating the same situation. So what we have to do in this is, we have to be aware that we should not be dismissing our dissatisfaction towards, suppose we are having a dissatisfaction towards someone or some situation. What we can do is, we can just think of solving it by being brutally honest with ourselves. So in this case, when we are brutally honest with ourselves, we can create significant change. Now, to further habit in our lives, we can look around our life, all the areas of our life, and being honest, one should write down the feelings corresponding to each area. Like suppose you met your friend, and you were having very good relations, but you over a period of time, the relationship changes, and today you might not be feeling very good or much connective to your friends. So you can write down your thoughts and feelings, and either you alone can solve it, or you can just go to your friend and talk about the situation which you are in, why you are feeling as such. Or if not, you are going to talk to that particular friend, you can talk to some other friends of yours. You can sit down at home and think of that particular situation, and then you can just find out some solutions to it. So once you write the feelings corresponding to that area, you will find that the things may change to some extent. And then once again, when you meet your friend, you will find that the things might have changed, because the friend will also perpetuate the same feeling which you will be giving. If you are giving a positive thought to a relationship, it will obviously return back with the same positiveness, and thus you will find the things will change in your life. Now the next point is, which you can mention apart from the friendship and all, you can also write about how does one feels about health, body image, ourselves in general, with our family, with our relationships, with our friendship, with our social scene, fun, romantic relationship, work, business, money, spirituality, religion. So these are the vast range of topics about which you can just write, and then give a thought to it. Suppose you are in trouble in any of this part of your life, you can just give a thought to it, and with that thought actually you can be honest with yourself, find out some solutions which is in your hand, and then just move out and discuss with people, and you can just feel that the things have been sorted out within few days. And thus being brutally honest with yourself will actually help in getting good connections with your body, and thus with your soul and the inner consciousness. Then radical acceptance is required. Radical acceptance is also necessary in getting the connection with mind and soul. This is by far the most challenging but liberating and empowering step. When we accept our life as it is and process all the emotions in response, we become free to create meaningful changes and the life we desire overall. So in this case, if one faces any difficult emotion, one must come up, breathe through them, and do what is necessary to process them comfortably. Means what we are wanting is that we should not avoid the situation or emotions or even our problems. So what we need to do is, we need to first of all think and know about it, stop ignoring it and start accepting it. We must come up, breathe through it, let it sink in ourselves. Let us know that yes, this is the problem we are facing, and let us get into it properly and do. I think all of us have got some thought over the problems which we are facing, and once we think of solving it, we will have one two random thoughts of as solutions. So what we can do is, we must process it comfortably. We should not actually be in tension or think of it in a stressful way. Rather we should take it in a comfortable way, and then you will find that it eventually passes. Whatever the difficulty lies in the situation, you'll find that it eventually passes, and it will actually make a way for you to get into a better things in life further. Now we must also remind ourselves that all is well. We must keep saying this ourselves. And when we are feeding positive thoughts in our mind, you'll find that the things around us improves, and we are actually getting positivity all around us, and it reciprocates in various ways. We must think that we are alive, we are breathing, which means we still get a chance to create the life we desire. When we reach the stage of acceptance and letting go, we feel lighter, our mind will be clear and ready for decision making. So, this is what we want, and this is how our body is connecting to our deeper consciousness and thus with the soul, in which we actually keep reminding ourselves that things are going well around us. We are alive, we are breathing, we are able to do the changes and make the life as we desire. So you will find that over a period of time, you will find things around you also is improving, it is changing, and that is what we must do, and it will help us slowly and slowly. It will actually help us in making better decisions of our life when we give it a thought, when we actually start the state of acceptance. And many times we have to just let go. We are sticking to a particular situation which is not favorable for us, and we keep sticking to it because we think that it may be solved today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, or something like that. No, when we find that we are in a difficult situation, let us first let it go, that we have to accept that yes, this situation is difficult, and we have to let go that situation, that I am not going to be in such difficulty for longer duration of time. Yes, first we must try to solve it, but when we are not able to solve it, we should let it go, that so that we may pass on to some better situations of our life, and we must get into the positiveness which is around us. We should not stick to the negative situations in our life. Now, next one is aligned action is necessary. See, only thinking will do nothing. We must also take action accordingly. Suppose we are thinking a lot of things, but ultimately we are taking no action. Then of course in our mind we are happy, but around us nothing is changing. And over a period of time, this may be a cause of stress. So what we should do is, at a perfect moment, we must also do the aligned action. So here we are ready. From here we are actually ready for action. Action is what grounds the spirit into the body. Now our soul is giving us various ideas, various ways to solve our problem, but actually our body has to take action, and action will ground the spirit in the body. Spirit in the body means actually the changes will actually happen only when we are taking action. When we engage our body in action aligned with our heart's desire, we fill our life with meaning and purpose. So you'll find that when we are taking action along according to what your heart desires or what our heart desires, you'll find that our life will gain meaning and purpose to it. And the faster we act after realizing what needs to be done and feeling it in the core, the stronger momentum we will create. So if we are doing, or if we are acting according to what our heart desires, you will find that there will be a better momentum in what we are doing, and thus we can find pace in whatever we are doing. We can do the work much fastly or in much better way. So that is what we must do, and you will find that action is much important. First we have to prepare our mind, first we have to know the right way, and then obviously the action is important. Without action nothing is going to change. For this we must keep looking around at our list again, and let us realize what we do to get each area of our life to feel the way we want it to be. Means, you should be actually thinking of the situations which you want or which your heart desires, and then we must take the action accordingly, and it will actually help us to get what we desire. We must write it down, jot it down, the corresponding area of life. Sometimes we may be in trouble and might not know what to do yet. In that case, actually, we must give it some time. Time heals everything. So when we give it some time, it will either heal by itself, or over a period of time you will get some idea to solve the problem, and thus with time you will get the answer when the time will be right. So that is what you can do when you are actually juggled up in situations which you might not have ever been into. Next point to get better body, soul and mind connection is internal filter that can be helpful. Here we should be in action mode only, and as we keep implementing all the changes we have set to make, we will encounter a lot of distraction. So that is obvious that when we are doing something in our life, we are encountering a lot of distraction. But what we have to do is, we must use our internal filter to determine whether a person or situation aligns with our thoughts and action or not. It must align with what we are trying to do, and if it is not, it will always it will take away our focus, energy and time. And if it is with the situation or with what we are trying to do, you will find that it will always add value to our life. So we must understand that whether the person or situation in which we are, if it aligns with what we are trying to do, or where we are trying to go. If not, then we need to do some changes, and if yes, it is fine, it will add value to our life and you may have a better outcome. The next step in this is mastery, which can be helpful. So when we go through this process repeatedly, that repetition is actually required everywhere. Unless and until we do something repeatedly, the outcome is not guaranteed. Actually, it may come for few things, but for guaranteed outcome, mastery is required, or you will find that the process should be repeated again and again. And the more we practice, the better we become. We will learn to hear our heart clearly, let our emotions pass through our body faster and more efficiently, and not be distracted away from the course we have set for ourselves. And over a period of time, it will become part of our identity, and we will no longer need to think about it. So what happens with mastery is, it is inculcated so much into our habit that we don't even think of it. It automatically happens over a period of time. So at first, when we are going to do it, we must actually do it repeatedly, so that it can be in our nature. It has to be ingrained in our nature in much better way. So for I think a week or two, you have to just do things repeatedly over a period of time, and then you will find that automatically you will not feel good without doing it. So that is actually called mastery over things. We know that it might seem unlike a lot in all reality. It is. Still, when this fundamental work of internal alignment is done, life becomes light and fun. The direction is always clear. We do not waste any energy on things that bring us down, and we focus on multiplying the happiness we have. We will find our personal power, and we will feel whole and free. So this is actually how you can achieve better connection with your mind and body, and thus automatically the soul comes into play. That is our inner consciousness. So I just want that all of you should do such practices in your day to day life and try to feel much better and accomplished in your life. So thank you for this session. We will meet again tomorrow.